Dana Marquez. I'm the Associate Athletic Director of Equipment Sports Performance, and I'm also the Acting General Manager for MTSU Football.
You're the first general manager of the MTSU football program too.
I'll tell you what, it's a new title for across the country. I think we're using it in a completely different way, which I'm really excited about. We're more business structure than I am football structure.
Okay.
So we're utilizing our recruiting and our scouting departments really for that. I'm looking at it more from a business structure standpoint of how are we educating our athletes on how to increase their brand name, image, and likeness. It's not just me looking at them on the football field. So it is completely different than what's out there in the country.
You know, you've been a part of many other football programs. Maybe they're in the SEC, certain things like that. But what have you seen over the years of why it's so important to have facilities just like the SAPC accessible to student athletes?
Well, I think the last 2 years I've spent traveling the country looking at a very specific word called sports performance. So sports performance in the world of athletics has definitely changed, and everybody's in their own silo now. So you got strength and conditioning, you got sports medicine, you got dietitians, you got equipment room, you got mental health, right? And they all live in their own little silos. Well, what's happened in this marketplace today is they have moved to this sports performance platform. So there's a great collaboration between all 5 areas now, how to make the athlete perform at a higher level. So I'm not the expert in sports medicine, but sports medicine may need to redo a footwear piece for if it's an orthotic. Well, we're the experts on the footwear. So now that collaboration works because now that those silos are starting to break down. So now we're actually helping our athlete. So when you build a building like this and you have that collaboration and everybody's together, the athlete's going to perform better.
Yeah, it's all underneath one roof.
100%.
And I talked to Nick Vadiato earlier, and he was saying how amazing it is to have all of these different elements and units come together in order to be successful on the field.
Yeah, it's something that our athletes, basically athletes around the country, are just now starting to see, right? Before it was really just come to the equipment room and get your gear, right, and then off you go. Well, the mindset of equipment managers have to change, right? They have to understand that the performance of our student athletes is going to go a long way for their brand, their name, and their image, and their likeness, right? And how they're going to perform and have the opportunity to play at the next level. So there's an educational piece to everything we do. There's 3 pillars I really land on in equipment. Service our student athlete, educate them what we can and cannot do with our equipment, and then innovate. So if we are staying with those 3 pillars, and then we can collaborate with the other groups in our silos, it does take our athlete to another level.
Switching it to your niche of the building, the equipment room.
Sure.
There's a lot of new innovations and new things added here, a lot of different qualities of it to make it more efficient, to make it more adaptable, accessible.
Right.
Explain those to me.
Like you're standing in one room right now, the helmet room, right? So we have a game helmet and a practice helmet. So now for us, we have a complete helmet area where we can actually truly work on a helmet and make sure it's maintained correctly. It's easily accessed. It's all numbered, so every athlete is actually dialed in. So right behind this room is our Space Saver system, which is going to be holding, believe it or not, right around 30,000 items of apparel this year. Oh, so a lot of product is going to be flowing through here for the first time in a long time. But keeping that organized, keeping that inventoried up, and making sure that the unique piece here is that for the first time, the football team is taking care of everybody in the staff, right? It's not just football players. It's the 94 other staff members that are on our staff are now being treated exactly the same way. So this building really kind of brings everybody together, supports them in the right way.
You have these cubbies over here that I'm seeing too, individually for all the players when they're coming off the game day walk, going into the field, or they're leaving Floyd Stadium. The coaches' comms. I mean, there's a lot of things to this. How do you think that is really going to just explode over a span of time, just how these players interact, not just on the field, but off the field too?
Well, I think there's a couple things, right? So these players are used to having someone go and put their stuff in their lockers. So from an efficiency standpoint, they can walk in, grab it from their issue cubby, and just walk to their locker and then not really have to lose it, right? So I think that's part of it. It's just the efficiency of the building. So walking into the building, So some things that people haven't seen is we have a scooter parking lot. So no scooters are allowed in the building. So they can go park their scooters, they can walk in, grab their laundry, get ready to go straight to the locker room, and the efficiency of getting around the building, just take a left, you're in the training room. The new red light therapy lab that they've got, the new student lounge that they have, all those things are kind of, in a spot where everything is efficient. So for our student managers that are doing all this laundry at the end of the night and putting it all together, it just makes it quick for the student athlete to get in and out of the building and where they need to go.
I've been asking everybody this because I know everybody has a different opinion on it. But for you and all of your experience before coming here, what do you think was one of the most important things that needed to be installed into this building for your student athletes?
Culture of winning. Right? I think they have to understand that they're not a group of five. They have to understand that for the first time, a group of five has a chance to go to the playoff and play for a national championship. You got to change that culture. And by doing so, you change the way they practice, the way they play. So this room helps that, right? Our helmets are 100% driven on 3D mapping and digital imaging. So that's done at the Power 4 level. It's usually not done at the group of five. But MTSU invested in that for their athletes. So we're showing them that, hey, look, we are going to change our culture, and that is by taking care of you, just not from a safety-based standpoint, but we're going to take care of you from a Nike apparel-based standpoint, and we're going to treat you a little different. That's where the service part of the three pillars comes into play. So if you can change the culture to understand that you're going to win a championship instead of, hey, you're just here to play football, it's a different mindset.
With changing the culture, with having this $66 million investment come to life and just really be shown to everyone, how do you think this is going to really affect the future of Blue Raider football? Not just right now, but for years and years to come.
Yeah, I think it's a different look than what we've been able to show athletes before, right? When I got here 7 months ago, we were meeting in the football stadium in the Hendricks Club because we didn't have team meeting rooms or the facilities that we could actually run a powerful D1 program, right? I think high school coaches around the country, when they come and start seeing this place, it will be a different shift. More athletes, the NIL space, kind of what we're doing right now with our student athletes, if it's the farmers market, the new Blindside peanut butter project that our offensive line has going. If we could start showing high school coaches and our high school athletes and portal kids that, hey, look, our culture has changed. We have made the shift. We have invested in our student athlete. We've invested in our staffs. You're going to see that really trickle throughout the time that you're here.
Yes, this building is going to be used on all different types of levels for every single sport on campus. But for this room specifically, how is it going to be utilized for other programs here?
That's a great question. So right now, we actually have a project starting today. So with our baseball program. So a lot of people don't know this. I'm also a tailor. So a lot of our embellishment stuff that we do on our uniforms will be done in here. So if that's baseball adjustments, things like that, altering of our uniform. You got the sports medicine department that will be actually doing treatments in this building. Strength and conditioning, our athletes will be utilizing those things as well. From an equipment-based structure standpoint, our soccer team, right, they're learning new processes too. Our brand new laundry system is very much done in a completely different way. So for the first time, MTSU will have a die set system. So our uniforms actually don't change color throughout the year. So it's kind of a crazy thing, but you don't think about it when you're doing it, all this stuff. It's like you're just throwing it in the wash. Well, no, not anymore. So educating our coaches and our other staff members saying, hey, look, this building is just more than just football, right? It's for everybody. And the idea was, and I think with Dr. McPhee and Chris Massaro, the idea was to show our student athletes that we are going to spend the money to make sure you guys win championships and that your experience at MTSU is a great one.
Now we're switching it to the locker room side of things, the different aspects, qualities that each locker is accustomed to. Tell me a little bit about the dynamics of this.
Yeah, so the biggest one is just efficiency, and then how easy is it to get through the locker, right? So when you take a look at the locker room, and there's 125 lockers in this locker, with the new NCAA rule of having a 105 roster, and then you have some DSA, designated student athletes, a part of our staff. So we have a roster of 111. So the 10 lockers that we're standing in front of right now is our NFL space. So no one will actually be in the middle of this locker room. Just our NFL guys that when they want to come back, they have a locker for themselves, so they can change and do their thing and get their workout in. So, but when you look at the locker, it's very efficient. So when you open it up, slides on up, the shoulder pad will stay up there. There's a vent system inside that will actually help dry out the shoulder pad after practice. There's a slot right here, so when we go soft shells, they have a soft shell space where they can just slide their soft shell in, so it's pretty basic and everything dries out one time. You got your helmet area, also has a fan system into it. Now our helmets, again, are a little bit different than they used to be. They are 3D map and they're antimicrobial inside, so the stink doesn't actually stick into the helmet. They're easily wiped down, so on and so forth, but they have a nice space to sit. Now this is where it kind of all changes, right? The unique thing about this locker is when you pull the inside up, right, and pull this down, you have a nice hanging bar right here. Hooks for knee braces if you need it, but I'll explain why that's not going to be utilized. You can put your backpack in here, things like that. This way, everything's out of place. We're not, anytime they go to practice, everything's shut back up, right? Everything's clean. Any of their clothes or extra shoes, their sandals, things like that, can go into their foot locker, close it. So when you come in here, we're at practice, this thing will actually stay completely clean year round. So not a lot of gunk around, so on and so forth. Now, I talked about knee braces and shoes. We actually put a dry room in the back of the equipment room where when they come off the field, they'll open up a closet. It looks like basically a refrigerator, and they'll put their knee braces and their shoes in there, and it actually heats it up at an ambient temperature so we can dry shoes within the first 10 minutes. Kill all the odor in the knee brace, dry the cleat, all those things, and then when they go back out to practice, they can just grab them on the way out.
That's state of the art.
So
right
this
there.
way, they don't have to leave any of that stuff in here.
Okay.
So very efficient for them, a lot of space for them to put their personal items.
And
So
it's clean.
it is clean. And the nice thing is they also have their own security locker. They do have extra space in here if they need it. So yeah, it's for them, for what they need, it's very efficient.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.